Welcome back to the deep dive. So if you're like us, you probably picture Italy as this, perfect blend of ancient history and timeless charm.
Right. Cobblestone streets, amazing food.
Exactly. But what happens when that country starts, well, aggressively investing in its future? We have this huge stack of sources today, and it reveals a really fascinating tension.
A cultural and economic one.
Yeah, we're deep diving into a landscape that's optimizing for ultra-modern, high-speed luxury on one hand, and on the other, it's doubling down on these accessible, sustainable, and deliberately slow experiences.
It's the flash versus the footsteps, really.
I like that.
And that tension is, well, it's the core narrative of modern Italy. It defines the strength of the whole Made in Italy brand. Our mission today is to show you how these things that seem like total opposites are actually feeding each other.
Okay, so where are we looking?
We're tracking the new infrastructure, the big economic drivers. Then we're dissecting this massive boom in slow tourism walking and cycling specifically.
Fun.
And finally, we're looking at the enormous national effort to protect their heritage, both the buildings and the natural world.
And we have to start with the most glittering example of Italy's luxury future. I mean, the debut of its first homegrown luxury train, the La Dolce Vita Orient Express.
This is pure glamour, unadulterated.
It really is.
It absolutely is. The train's inaugural journey was April 4th, 2025. It set off from Roma Ostiense, heading straight into the wine country of Montalcino in Tuscany.
That's not just a commute.
No, this is more than just a scenic route. It's an integrated, luxurious cultural device. It has 8 exclusive itineraries planned, covering 14 regions.
So all the way from Sicily up to Venice.
All the way from the rugged south to the canals in the north.
Okay, tell us more about the actual carriages, because this isn't just a new paint job. This feels like a major design statement.
It is. It's a huge nod to mid-century Italian design. The trains use these meticulously restored Z1 model Italian carriages.
So they're works of art in themselves.
Basically, yes. The goal was to create rolling hospitality. You have 31 cabins, including the very exclusive La Dolce Vita suite, and Milan's renowned Dimora studio. They handled the interiors.
And what was their inspiration?
They paid tribute to design legends like Gio Ponti, Gaio Lenti, grounding the whole modern luxury experience in Italy's golden age of design.
And with luxury travel, the food is half the journey.
Of course.
Having a chef like Heinz Beck design the menu,
Yeah.
it feels like he's using regional food as a way to tell a story. It just solidifies the whole purpose.
It does. They're selling culture and design just as much as they're selling transportation. But what's really crucial here is that this luxury rail venture isn't happening in a vacuum.
Right.
It's being validated by this staggering, maybe less glamorous economic engine. Italy's boom in the corporate high-value sector.
The IC industry.
The IMEC industry. Meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions.
And this is where we shift from, high-end tourism to hardcore global business. And the data is just explosive.
It really is. According to the ICCA ranking, that's the International Congress and Convention Association, Italy secured the #2 spot worldwide.
#2.
For hosted international congresses in 2024. They held 635 of them, which makes them the fastest growing major market in Europe.
Wait, hold on. So Italy is basically a world leader in hosting business conferences. Is that the hidden engine that makes a luxury train even viable?
That's exactly it. This isn't just people on holiday. This is high-value traffic. The direct economic contribution is over 11.7 billion euros annually.
That's a huge number.
It is. And to put it in perspective for you, participants spend about 281 euros a day on average, and that money is hyper-targeted. 42% goes straight to high-quality accommodation.
And transportation.
Nearly 30% fuels internal transportation. This whole segment demands and, frankly, finances the kind of high-end infrastructure we're talking about.
And it's quality business, too, right? It's not just about the volume of people.
Absolutely. Italy is third in the world for congresses in those really high-impact sectors like technology and medical science.
And the cities reflect that.
They do. Rome is 9th globally, which is very strong. But Milan made this huge jump to 14th. And crucially, Milan is 3rd worldwide for the average number of participants per event.
So they can handle the really big, complex international events.
They have the capacity, yes. And if you need any more validation of this commitment to speed and efficiency, just look at the front door. Rome's Fiumicino Airport.
Named Europe's best airport again.
For the 7th time since 2018 in its category. That continued recognition is based on service, digital transformation, and sustainability. They have a massive self-consumption solar plant.
So Fiumicino sets a global benchmark. It tells you they've mastered the high-speed part of the journey.
The entry point, yes.
That's fascinating. So they've mastered speed in the air, efficiency in the conference hall. But now,
Well,
let's go to the complete opposite end of the spectrum.
the slowdown.
Yeah, what happens when travelers land, look around, and decide to go in the exact opposite direction? To slow right down.
Well, then we enter the slow revolution. And this shift toward, sustainable experiential travel, especially walking and cycling, it just accelerated dramatically after the pandemic.
And the growth is pretty incredible.
Astonishing. In 2017, they recorded about 17,000 hikers across the official trails. By 2024, that figure has ballooned to over 190,000 hikers.
Wow.
And that's across 99 credentialed trails.
That is massive growth in a really short time. Is the infrastructure even keeping up?
The economic impact suggests it is. I mean, the sector surpassed 8 billion euros in 2024, driven by 1.4 million overnight stays.
So this is revitalizing old routes too.
Exactly. It's revitalizing ancient routes. There's this big push to get the Italian Via Francigena, the route Archbishop Sigeric took back in 990 AD, recognized as a UNESCO intangible heritage.
So you're connecting the value of the walk directly to its deep, deep cultural history.
Precisely. And it's not just the major historic routes. You're also seeing these amazing hyperlocal success stories.
Often driven by the local communities themselves, right?
Yeah. Yes, exactly. You have the Camino dei Borghi Salenti in Umbria. It's a multi-day loop designed to guide people through these quiet, almost forgotten villages.
Right in the south.
Or the Rota dei Due Mari in Puglia. That's a newer coastal path, promoted really heavily on social media to showcase the beauty between Polignano a Mare and Taranto.
And I love that this idea of walking isn't just about being out in nature. Rome, of all places, was named the best city in the world to explore on foot, according to the Guru Walk ranking.
And Italy has 8 cities in the top 100. It just reinforces that cultural density and pedestrian access are huge draws, even for city travelers.
And if walking is big, cycling tourism is even bigger, at least financially.
Well, much bigger.
Yeah.
Its economic impact hit nearly 9.8 billion euros in 2024. That's more than 10% of all tourists. And attendance is estimated at 89 million.
Which is a huge jump.
A staggering 54% increase over the previous year.
That level of growth is just wild. So who are these new slow travelers? Are they, young backpackers?
That's the fascinating part. It's the spending power. The biggest segment of these travelers, over 35%, is Generation X.
Ages 45 to 60.
Right. A demographic with higher disposable income. And you see it in the data. Foreign tourist spending in the cycling sector jumped from 104 euros to 132 euros per day.
So they're chasing quality, just like the luxury rail passengers. They're just doing it at 15 kilometers an hour instead of 150.
Exactly. And the award winners reflect that demand for quality. Liguria's Cycling Riviera, it's this beautiful 33-kilometer path for bikes and pedestrians.
Built on an old railway line.
Built right on an old coastal railway. It just won the Italian Green Road Award for 2025. It's all about converting historical infrastructure into modern, low-impact utility.
Okay, but we have to ask the critical question here. With all this rapid growth in slow tourism, what's the big complaint? What's the friction point?
The feedback loop points directly to local transport. While travelers rate the food and hospitality incredibly high, like 8 out of 10.
The transport is lagging behind.
The efficiency of local transport only gets a 7 out of 10. They can get to the main routes easily, but connecting between villages or getting luggage moved once they're on the ground, that's the bottleneck.
It's a challenge of scaling that MICE level efficiency down to the hyperlocal level.
That's a perfect way to put it.
Which brings us directly to our final focus. Protecting the very things these travelers, whether they're the flash or the footsteps, are all coming to see.
The unique landscape and the heritage.
And the creation of Matese National Park feels like a huge marker of this commitment.
It's Italy's 25th national park. It covers 880 square kilometers across Campania and Molise. And this isn't just, a big park. It's a vital biological corridor.
Designed to preserve specific species.
Yes, species like the Apennine wolf and golden eagles. With this park, Italy now has roughly 5% of its entire national area under environmental protection.
And that kind of environmental rigor is exactly why Pacific Beach got global recognition.
We're talking about Cala Golirizze in Sardinia, named the best beach in the world.
And the judges weren't just looking at the white sand.
No, not at all. They were looking at the strong environmental protections. Specifically, The strict limit on daily hiking entries and that 200-meter protective barrier that keeps all boat traffic far from the shore.
That kind of intentional managed scarcity is what preserves the quality.
It's everything. And you see that same commitment to quality mirrored in the Blue Flag Awards.
For our listener who might not know, what does winning a blue flag actually mean?
It means you've met these very measurable, very strict environmental and water quality standards. It's a certification of excellence. Italy secured 246 of them in 2025,
Which is a huge portion of the global total.
over 11.5%. And while Liguria always has the most, it's Puglia and Calabria that saw the biggest growth. The commitment is spreading south.
Now, shifting to cultural heritage, the numbers are just phenomenal. State museums, archaeological parks,
Yeah.
they hit an all-time record in 2024.
60 million visitors, 382 million euros in revenue, far surpassing pre-COVID levels. People are flocking back to the Colosseum, the Uffizi, Pompeii.
But the strategy isn't just about volume at the big three, is it? It's about accessibility.
It's about accessibility and that crucial local connection. We're seeing these two major initiatives for free cultural access that rely so heavily on the local community.
Tell us about the volunteer efforts. Why rely on community dedication for these big national projects?
Because that's where the authenticity comes from. Take Monumenti Aperti. It runs from May to November and opens 800 hidden wonders for free.
And the guides are locals.
Over its history, it's involved over 160,000 students and volunteers. They're the ones sharing the intimate stories of these small, often overlooked places. It turns passive heritage into active civic participation.
And then there's the beautiful idea of engaging with history after dark.
Yes, Aperti per voix sotto le stelle. During the summer solstice weekend, the Touring Club Italiano opens over 100 sites, churches, archives, even observatories for free evening visits.
Completely different way to experience culture.
It's magical, far from the daytime crowds and the heat.
That focus on the magic of the local. It's perfectly captured by the Romantic Night event.
That event attracts 500,000 visitors on the summer solstice in what they call the most beautiful villages of Italy.
It's coming up on June 21st again.
In almost 200 lesser-known historic centers, it promotes sustainable tourism in places that really need that economic lift, while offering visitors this slow, deeply engaged cultural moment.
You see that same pattern everywhere, don't you?
You do. In other hyperlocal efforts, like World Color Day celebrating Italy's colorful villages like Burano or Manarola, and if you want the simplest quality of life indicator,
The climate.
the 2025 Climate Index. It ranked Bari and Puglia at the very top for best climate parameters over the last decade.
So after all of this,
Hmm.
what does it all mean for you, the traveler? We've covered the flash and the footsteps.
It means Italy is successfully navigating these dual imperatives. They are catering to the high-spending global traveler with MEE and luxury rail,
While also serving the experience-seeking sustainable tourists.
who is taking to the trails in record numbers.
The key insight here, though, has to be the enduring power of the hyperlocal.
Absolutely. The strength of the Made in Italy brand is that inextricable link between a product and the landscape it comes from. You can see this perfectly in an event like Mileri Aperte, the open honey houses.
I love that.
Italy has over 50 recognized varieties of honey. That reflects incredible biodiversity. A jar of that honey is, well, it's literally the result of millions of tiny harvests of the landscape. It tells the sensory story of the land.
So that brings us to our final provocative thought for you to consider. We've talked about parks and beaches and historic sites, but what about the ultimate measure of natural heritage?
The silent giants.
Italy maintains a national catalog of monumental trees. There are 4,749 of them officially registered. Each one is protected for its size, its age, and its local identity.
So think about that. How does a single tree, a single downy oak or beech define the history, the culture, and the landscape of an entire region?
And what does its official protection, what does that tell us about the future of slow, sustainable travel? There's a whole lot of history under one canopy.